Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be going over the new patches, everything that just dropped into the game as of this moment right now, which includes a new banner for Zack. Matt is featured on it, and yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so I'm going to go first here through the notices. Just so you guys know, I am to be reviewing the new items that dropped into the shop, so stay tuned if you guys are interested in seeing that. Oh, it does look like we got a bunch of things here. Alright, so let's just start at the bottom and make our way through it. Alright, so here we have co-op battles for Shiva and Bahamut are on now. So for those of you who have yet to finish these, this is a great time to do it. Also, this is a great way to make some extra blue crystals. I'm actually pretty excited. I really enjoy the Bahamut fight. I think it's one of my favorite fights in the game. So that'll be fun to be able to do this with my friends out there. Alright, so let's see here. Take on the challenge to get summon weapons. These are fantastic weapons, by the way. Bahamut's, so like Matt's Bahamut weapon and Tifa's Bahamut knuckles are fantastic. So if you haven't had the chance to OB10 them, this is going to be a great time to do that. I believe Tifa's is HP and magic defense, and Matt's is magic attack up and magic defense up. So both very good. It looks like, what else is there? Alright, so there's nothing else there. Let's move up and go onto it now. So it looks like there is a 7.77 million download campaign on right now. Alright, that sounds cool, so I'm down to hear about that. Alright, so let's see. The 7.77 million download celebration campaign is going to greatly increase the success rate of weapon enhancement. So what is normally 20% is going to be raised to 50% increase, so for weapon enhancement, so that's pretty great. And then the weapon enhancement quest reward is also going to be increased to 50%. So this is going to be the time to farm those much needed materials for leveling up your weapons. I'm guessing the genome pods and the nano cubes, especially the ones that go from 70 to 80 for the weapon level, those are slow drops. So this is going to be the time to spend some stamina pots and farm that. Alright, what else do we get here? Looks like we will have a clear missions section to get a total of 20 more draw tickets. We've already been getting a bunch of them dumped onto us, so I'm super down for that. Looks like there's going to be some new stuff in the shop, which I will be checking out before the end of this video. A 7.77 million downloads bundle. Alright, it looks like they are referenced here, but I'm going to skip through and I will look at them in the shop later on in the video. Alright, so we also have a weapon enhancement rally event. Let's see exactly what this is. Alright, so it's going to be another gathering level battle, kind of like the Secret Sweetheart event. These are alright. Like I've said in a previous video, you know, I think that there's good things about them, and then I think that there's, you know, slow things about events like these. But either way, free stuff, so who can complain about that? It looks like... Let's see here. Progress through the event exclusive battles while taking on gathering level battles. We already know it's going to raise your item gathering level slowly over time. They're going to release battles every day, or one battle a day typically, and you slowly start to build it up over time. It looks like in this event, the item gathering feature has been implemented where various items can be obtained over time. All right. We're going to have score battle keys. Hopefully we get something where we can get some extra mithril ore like we did last time. That was a nice little bonus that we got. We're going to have exchangeable items in the form of what looks like Rufus and Assault Scorpion coins. And it looks like we'll be able to get, I don't know, is that mithril ore? I think that is mithril ore. So that would be pretty sick. Plus it looks like a 5-star gacha ticket, so I'm super down for that. Same style in these events where you choose a fortune card. Looks like Rufus is going to be the boss. Recommended element, no elements. However, it does not show if he is resistant to elements. If he is resistant to elements, then this plays right into the hands of the new banner, which I'll be going over in a second. X Sigil is recommended. Recommended attack type physical. And then along with the Scorpion Sentinel, we've all fought him before. Ice, weak to ice and lightning. No sigil breaks, no recommended attack. Alright, here we go. And it looks like to fend off its powerful magic attacks, magical defense up abilities are effective, and physical attacks are extremely effective against Rufus, so make sure to include P attack in your party. Darkstar, who also appears at the same time, supports Rufus, Of course, you always take down Darkstar first, and he's weak to ice, which is going to coincide with the Assault Scorpion. Alright, so that seems pretty fun. It looks like we have a new banner. The Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Crossover Gift Login Bonus Volume 2, where if we log in during this period, we will get up to 3,000 blue crystals. I think we're up to like 15,000 blue crystals from this event so far, and that's not counting all of the individual battles that we do, where we get 100 crystals per battle. So I'm super down for that. I've been saving for a long time now, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to pull on this Zack banner, so all the more crystals the merrier, or however that phrase goes. Alright, and it looks like the last one here, or two more. So here we have one or more 5-star weapons guaranteed on the 7.77 million download draw on now. Alright, it looks like this is a one-time draw. This draw can be attempted once by spending red crystals times 300 for a 10 draw, and guarantees one or more 5-star weapons. This is one of those things where it's like getting a 5-star weapon ticket for 300 paid, and it looks like certain weapons might be featured. So it looks like this is something where even if you're a minnow spender or any spender at all, this is going to be one of those go-to ones. 300 paid for a 5-star guaranteed pull is going to be sweet. Looks like no crossover limited weapons can be obtained in this draw. That makes sense. And no weapons are featured on this draw. So it is just a base 5-star ticket pull, but yeah, one or more 5-star weapons guaranteed. They show all these weapons. Sometimes it seems like they're saying certain weapons are on it, but it looks like all weapons are going to be in this little bundle. Alright, other than that, the Zack and Matt new weapon feature draw is on now. Super excited for all of you guys who saw my little data mine video on this. But now we have more information. We know what the R abilities are now on the sword, and I'm gonna quickly go over these weapons, and then I'll be doing a to pull or not to pull video on whether or not I think you should pull on this banner, depending on what type of account you have, etc. Alright, so let's go down here. It looks like we're going to have the Ceremonial Sword Z and the Centipede. The Ceremonial Sword has the Ceremonial Slice, which inflicts up to 1400% non-elemental physical damage upon a single enemy and drastically increases own physical attack. I'm super curious to see the stats on this. Then also we have the Centipede, which is command ability Recovery Circle, increases all allies' physical defense and restores up to 59%, and this is important, of their healing potency. Now, the way this is worded means that it's healing based on the healing stat of the people that Matt is healing, which makes this not as great of a healing weapon. However, when Tifa's Lifeguard wraps were first released into the game, they had this same writing in it. It said, restores up to 59% of their healing potency. However, that was switched later on so that it reads based on her healing potency. So I'm curious if this is the typo, if this is something we might get, reimbursed for later on, or if it really is based on the team's healing stats, which doesn't really make so much sense to me. Anyway, let's move on. The feature weapons appearing from this draw have ATB 5 command ability. This is the first attack command ability in the game that takes 5 ATB. Now, that is a lot, and it's going to be slow, but it hits like a freaking tank, I'm guessing, so I think it's going to make sense. This is going to be the Shinra Full Dress Uniform, boosts HP, and the Buff Debuff Extension, stats, potency, resistance. So he is going to get that Buff Debuff costume, which is going to be interesting. It works for Zack, especially if you have the black whiskers for that Water Imperil. So this is going to be overall, I think, really good for him. Let's see what else is there. It looks like there's just some bundles here. And all right, it looks like there's going to be a wallpaper. I think that's all the notices. The first thing I'm going to do is let's go check out the wallpaper, because I'm pretty stoked on that. So it's got to be in here somewhere. And I'm just going to say, you guys, for those of you who pulled on this costume for Zack, it is going to perfectly fit with this sword. So congratulations if you're a big Zack fan, you pulled on this and you've been waiting for something awesome because you just got it. Now let's go check out his new wallpaper. Here it is right here, the Shinra Full Dress Uniform. I mean, this costume was kind of showcased in the original Ever Crisis beta run, and I have been waiting for it for a while. He looks kind of like a knight or something like that, a paladin almost, and the sword looks super sick. I love the gold hilt, the gold inlay running up the blade. It looks rad. It's cool to see Zack getting some love. All right, so before we go into the draw, I'm going to go into the shop really quick. I'm going to quickly review what I think of the 7.77 million download celebration. All right, so let's see here what we got. So here we have the standard. As you guys can see, I have freaking 12 of these things now. I've been waiting to do a videos where I can do a 10 pull with all 5-star guaranteed draws. So that's coming soon. So this looks like a 300 paid for a 5-star ticket, which I think is always a good deal, more or less. So I'll probably buy that for sure. Here we have looks like a Final Fantasy VII and Crisis Core 5-star weapon guaranteed draw ticket. So a smaller pool of people, which is always better, especially if you're looking for something particular. That's also going to be 300 paid, which is fantastic. So I think both of these are great deals. Then we have this one right here, the First Soldier 5-star weapon guaranteed draw ticket. This one has Glenn, Matt, and Lucia on it. However, note here that no Sephiroth exclusive weapons will appear in the draw with this ticket. So for some reason, Sephiroth is not on it. And so to me, if you're a Glenn, Matt, Lucia main, 100% this is worth it. But for me, where they struggle a little bit more than other characters just because of a lack of weapons, costumes, etc., I think that this one's a pass for me personally. Other than that, we have, let's see here, a 1200 paid crystals pack with a bunch of items that are farmable in the game. So for me, that's a no. We have a 3200 paid pack for $19.99 standard price with a bunch of other things that aren't farmable in the game, but you can get them in the game through the exchange, like Crisis Metals Exchange, Co-op Exchange, etc. Plus you get them from different Crisis dungeons. So for me, that's also a no. Going over to this one right here, we have the 6200 paid crystals for $38.99. Comes with 80 memory vouchers, which are great. However, this I never understood why they only give 100 of each of these mats right here. 100 does literally nothing at this point in the game, especially if your characters are going from, let's say, 65 to 70. They should at least toss in like 1,000 of each. The 100 just to me seems like, why? Why? All right. So for me, I'll pass. But you know, if you're more of a higher level dolphin or even a whale, I mean, you're probably going to be like going all out on these. And then the last one right here, we have the 8800 paid with the 15 mithril ore, a bunch of farmable mats. If you need the mithril ore and you're more of a spender, it can be a good one. But I think that for this price, save and spend on something that gives you the 100 character specific weapon parts tickets. I think that's a lot more valuable than something like this. So like, for example, something like this, which is the same price and to me infinitely more valuable than that last one. All right, so that's going to conclude the shop review. Let's go to what we've all been waiting for. All right, so it looks like this is that 300 draw right there. Let's just do it for fun. I'm gonna take a gander at this one. We'll see how the luck is right here. Hopefully we get something good. Let's see right here. All right, I'm not going to make you guys watch this since we've seen them 1,000 times. All right, so there is the guaranteed 5-star. Hopefully it's a hard edge, because if I get one more, ooh, a sky splitter. Hell yeah, I'm super down for that. All right, that was actually pretty sick. It looks like I've already done my draw for the day. Now let's go over to the featured banner. I haven't set a wish list yet. I'm not going to do that right now. First, I want to try on the costume. Let's just look at this thing. Oh man, dude, he looks super cool. I love the way he's holding the sword. The sword itself, it's so big. It's so huge. Like, it's pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really cool. Now, we already know the stats on the costume. Let's, for the first time, look at this sword. Alright, so this sword at base 5-star is going to deal 700% physical non-elemental damage. Physical attack is going to be increased mid, and it goes to high. At base 5-star, it goes from mid to high on the second cast, which means I'm guessing at OB6, it's immediately at high. So let's check it out. Let's go to OB6. Perfect. Alright, so that's amazing. High at OB6 on the first cast is great. Plus at OB6, it's going to already be dealing 1220% physical non-elemental damage. The R abilities, which is what we were fearful of, right? They could be crap R abilities, are actually fantastic. We get physical attack and boost physical ability potency. Let's see them at level OB10. We're going to get 40 physical attack on the main slot, and then 36 physical ability potency on the second slot. In the support materials, we're going to get a circle sigil boost. I always love those. And we're going to get physical ability damage plus 20% in the first 2 slots. So pretty damn good overall. I'm really liking this sword so far. I want to compare these to Tifa's guide gloves really quick, just to see. All right, so let's go here. Go to the guide gloves, go to OB10. All right, so it has higher physical attack, but lower physical ability potency here. Right? I think physical attack is easier to get to max level, so I'm going to go with the R abilities are better on Tifa's gloves, just for that extra, what looks like 12, right? Extra 12 points on the physical ability potency there. If we go back to Zack, let's check that out, just to make sure it's 36. Yeah, it is 36. Alright, but other than that, it's looking pretty damn good, and it looks awesome. It's a really cool sword. Kind of reminds me of like what a shard blade might look like from Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archive. I don't know if any of you guys have read that book series. I'm currently on Oathbringer. It's a really good series. However, it's very freaking long. All right, what else do we have here? Now let's go in and quickly look at Matt's weapon. All right, which is going to be on the third page right here. All right, so at level 90, base 5-star, it's going to have a 42% heal, healing potency, range all allies. Okay, the physical defense is going to be increased. It's going to be at mid to mid at base 5-star. Now, the question is does this thing buff physical defense AoE to high at some point, right? The R abilities are going to be healing 32 and buff debuff extension, both really good ones. The support materia, magic ability damage 20%, same thing in the second slot, and the healing ability potency plus 20%. Okay, and if we go to OB6, it looks like it is going to take it to high, and then at OB10, it's still going to be mid to high. So this is one of those weapons where once you get it to OB6, you don't need to take it any further. However, it will heal more, but still the question remains, does this heal you based off the healing potency of your team or the healing potency of Matt? And that is going to make or break this weapon, in my opinion. However, this is already a better weapon than Barrett's assault gun. So essentially, Matt is going to be coming in and can take over for Barrett, or a little bit like shooing him out of the way. Unfortunately, I love Barrett and I love that niche he had. So hopefully we get something cool for him in the future. But all in all, pretty interesting, and I'm getting pretty excited about this. All right, I'm not gonna drag on this video that much longer. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, sub to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Take care, and peace.